noise and crowds and find the quieter corners of a country. 400 plus miles north of Yangon, Myanmar, I found one of the most serene places I have ever been to. So where are we right now?
Now we are in Bagan, the ancient city of temples, the most historic site in Myanmar.
It's so magical.
Yes, yes.
This is the most beautiful place.
Yes. If you have time, I can show you the most historical monument.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, I can show you.
I'm an optimist. I feel like we can do all of them. So there I was thinking, the view of Bagan's 3,000 ancient buildings from down here was amazing. But I ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, my God. How long have all the temples been here? When was it started?
The Bagan dynasty was started 10780 to 136980. Durations of Bagan dynasty was 262 years.
Here's some fun facts for you. There are two kinds of buildings in Bagan, a stupa, also known as a pagoda, and a dampa, which is a temple. If I wanted to see more of these temples, I had to get moving. So how many monks lived here originally?
Originally, there are over 100 monks or reside here.
Only the head monk would live in there.
Only mostly we found only the head of the monastery complex.
You had a nice place, huh?
Like a university.
Yeah.
Like a university. It was proof that the development of the Buddhistic study.
I don't know which university you've been going to. Wow. What is this place?
This is Sulamani Temple. Sulamani.
Oh.
One of the greatest temples of Bagan.
Yeah, this is really fancy.
Yes.
So people still come here, yes?
Yes. People come. Local visitors also come here.
Look at this. Wow. Turns out I have something in common with ancient Buddhist monks. We all love our little crazy animals. For those who don't know, Carl Froelich is the canine unicorn, AKA my dog. And this is kind of like the dragon version of Carl. I mean, look at these eyes. Who is it? It's baby Carl. After spending the day getting all sorts of zenned out, I think these monks might have been onto something. If I was a wealthy person back in the 11th century, I would build a stupa or a temple and hope that I wouldn't be reincarnated again. I would just go to nirvana. Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome, I'm doing that. On the next episode of Abroad, think you have patience? Meet the woman taking care of 200 young girls all on her own. They are telling me that my wrist is going to fit into this, and it's $96,000, so I'm a little terrified. Okay. I'm Paula Froelich. Take a journey with me to explore the unknown and discover the unexpected. This is Abroad. The adventure starts now. Everyone knows that diamonds are a girl's best friend. Except maybe here in Southeast Asia, where jade is the object of every girl's fantasy. If you want the best bling in New York, you go to Cartier. If you want to put a ring on it in Mandalay, Myanmar, you go to OK Jewelry and ask for the Imperial Jade. What is the difference between Imperial Jade and regular jade?
That's mainly depend on the color. This really green, so that's one that we call as an Imperial Jade. So this one is another green, but even the bigger size, the value is not compared to this one.
So this one is $42,750, and this one is $68,000. All right, so jade is pretty and surprisingly expensive. But where the heck does it come from? My guide Al took me to the Mandalay Jade Market so I could see the jade trade up close and personal.
Normally the jade stone is from the north.
I think we could use some air conditioning, but it's probably the coolest market I've ever been to. Raw jade is mined in the mountains north of Myanmar and then trucked into the Mandalay market pretty much daily. And to me, it all just looked like a big pile of rocks.
If I'm walking along the side of the road,
So you're gonna see that's a normal stone.
it just looks like a stone. How do I know that this is
Because even me also,
jade?
I know the people live at the mountain, they are experienced for this kind of the stone because they work for about 15, 20 years. And then look at the stone, that's a jade or not jade, exactly they know that.
Every day, at any given time, there are 4,000 or 5,000 people here haggling over everything from raw, unprocessed jade to polished stones. Buying the right rock can mean an escape out of poverty, and I'm talking one huge payday.
So this rock, if it were all green, if it were all jade.
All jade, that's why it's going to be more than $3 million.
Oh, wow. And what about that big rock right there?
That's one's maybe 20 or $30 million.
Oh, wow.
I was never very lucky in Vegas, so I decided to leave the rocks alone, but I wanted to get a souvenir, so I went right back to OK Jewelry. Clear white is good, but
Yeah.
clear green is the best.
This is the best, yeah.
And this one is, oh my God, $300,000?
Yeah.
I think I just found the Hope Diamond of jade bracelets. You break it, you buy it. I am not breaking that. I'm gonna just keep it right there and probably not touch it again. Just when I'm thinking there's absolutely no way in heck I'm gonna be able to test drive this bracelet, they bring out the magic plastic glove.
They are telling me that my wrist is going to fit into this, and not only fit in, but then be able to take off. I'm skeptical, and it's $96,000. I'm a little terrified. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, it worked. Okay. Oh, look at that. If I paid this much money for a bracelet, I would walk around like this, just so everyone could see it. Like, hey, what? I'm hanging out. Did you notice my bracelet? Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.
On the next episode of Abroad, take a magical mystery tour with me through the most zen spot in all of Myanmar. Can your husband make gold out of stones? Because if he can, I would like to speak to him. I'm Paula Froelich. Take a journey with me to explore the unknown and discover the unexpected. This is Abroad. The adventure starts now. Once upon a time, according to the legend of the Padang tribe in Myanmar, thousands of years ago, an alchemist wandered into the forest and fell in love with a dragon. The dragon then laid 3 eggs, out of which were born 3 tribes: the Pa'o, the Karen, and the Padang. Since then, in order to honor their basilisk mother, the Padang women have elongated their necks to resemble a dragon. So all the women are dragons and all the men are alchemists? Nice. Can your husband make gold out of stones? Because if he can, I would like to speak to him. Mule has been wearing 24 brass coils for 43 years. Her neck is now 12 inches long. How old were you when you first put these on? And how many did you start with? What would happen if you took them off? Would your neck be able to support your head? Like Mule, 2 of her nieces wear the coils as well. And once they're on, they stay on forever. Your grandmother said that the younger generation is not wearing it so much anymore. Why did you decide to wear it? What do they think about you wearing the rings?
Beautiful.
I love it too. I think it looks beautiful as well. And there are a few other issues that come with having a long dragon neck. Can you see your toes?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
On the next Abroad, want to know where diamonds are not a girl's best friend? Take a stroll with me through Mandalay's Jade Market as I try and strike it rich. I'm Paula Froelich. Take a journey with me to explore the unknown and discover the unexpected. This is Abroad. The adventure starts now. The modern world definitely hasn't infiltrated Bamiyan, Afghanistan. The city has no reliable electricity, gas, or running water. But its main street is a traveler's dream, filled with vendors selling everything from food to pets. Well, it's a mini bird market, and everyone has a bird in their house. It does make me feel kind of bad, like you want to buy him just to set him free, because look at this guy, he's like desperate. He's like pecking at the bars. I met up with fellow traveler Candace, who'd been in town a week longer than I had, and she showed me exactly where to find the best pomegranates and what to buy at the market. All right, so we stopped here for 2 hot seconds to get this. Basically, it's like a potato crepe with some hot chilies in it. It's spicy, hey? That's great. It's a little too spicy for me. Literally within 2 seconds, I think we've got a crowd of more. They're curious, and how often did that many foreigners come here? We even found some solar-powered popcorn. This is the first popcorn machine I've ever seen run off a solar panel, which is actually pretty cool because in most developing countries, it's run off of car batteries, but Bamiyan is big into solar power. Tashakur. I've been saying takashur for like 3 days. It's actually tashakur and salam alaikum, and that's about it. Thank you and hello. On the next episode of Abroad, you want to know what's extreme? Wearing 24 of these brass coils around your neck since the age of 9. That's extreme. I'm Paula Froelich. Take a journey with me to explore the unknown and discover the unexpected. This is Abroad. The adventure starts now. Who says you have to have the same old boring turkey for Thanksgiving? Want to spice things up? Think turkey tamales. These 2 sweet abuelas, that's grandma to you, gringo, break down the process into 5 simple steps. Step 1. Fill the dried corn husk with a healthy spread of masa, which is basically a mix of ground corn and lard. Yes, lard. You'll love it, trust me. Step 2. Grab a handful of cooked turkey and layer it on top of the masa. Hi, turkeys. Fun fact, this guy is full organic. He was raised right here, just out back. Okay, that guy's for next year.
Yes.
Step 3, add your molito sauce. This mix of chilies, cinnamon, and black pepper gives your tamales some much-needed sass. Step 4, it's time to seal the deal. Wrap up your tamale
Le ponemos doble.
and then place it into a second corn husk for double deliciousness. And now you're ready to cook.
Para cocer la olla.
Step 5, while avoiding major steam burns, place your tamale in the tamalera, a pot made just for cooking tamales. Wait 1 hour. Tamales. Obligatory step 6, stuff your face full of yummy turkey tamales this Thanksgiving. As they say in Mexico, de nada, you're welcome. On the next episode of Abroad, we step back in time about 500 years and check out the city that time forgot. I'm Paula Froelich. Take a journey with me to explore the unknown and discover the unexpected. This is Abroad. The adventure starts now. Sometimes traveling isn't about where you go, it's about the people you meet along the way. And on my trip to Afghanistan for an international ski challenge, I met a few people who were impossible to forget. Salam, my friend. Take Beatrice, who did a fundraising event at home in Switzerland and decided, why not come to Afghanistan for the real thing? Or Ashley, a Bostonian living in Switzerland, who wanted to see the side of Afghanistan that's not in the media. She was psyched to find a thriving community trying to make a go of it. And finally, there's Candace, an Australian photographer who's been crossing the region for the past year and a half, dressed in men's clothing. Because, fun fact, it's not so easy to travel by yourself as a woman in this part of the world.
I look at Zara, people not sure if I'm a boy or a girl, I kind of mix it with both. So with the men, I tell them I'm butcher, I'm a boy. With the girls, I'm like, I'm doctor, I'm a girl. And yeah, it worked out really well.
Because Candace can pass as both male or female, people tell her things they would never tell us. Like how they date.
And I make friends with these girls and they're lovely, so we just talk about what kind of boys they like. It's really quite cute.
Does it matter? Because I met someone in the village the other day who didn't meet her husband until the day they got married.
Yeah, so basically there are stories like that. And now the younger generation, what they tell me is if they see someone they like, you know, it still needs to be approved by the parents.
And what locals really think of us.
And this one girl particularly, she's like, oh, I love the Japanese, the Chinese, and the Koreans. They're all like this, and they're so polite, and they're so friendly. Yeah, but they're like, yeah, Caucasians, they're like, you know, just really, really arrogant and don't really like to mix with the locals.
As for her accommodation of choice, the dirt cheap local chaikanas or tea houses.
I've been at a chaikana for the past week and a half. Traditionally, what it is that men who travel from Herat to Bamiyan, it would take like 3 or 4 days to travel, and they wouldn't have accommodation. So these chaikanas are like a place where you eat and then you pay for the food and then you can just crash on the carpet for a night. So these are the people who work at the chaikana. This is the boss. He's a good man. He's a good man. He's a very good man. This is where they heat up the water. They fill up the chai here. By around 8 o'clock, it's lights out. So after dinner, people just crash here. It's like a social space for the Afghan men.
So we're at Candace's chaikana, where I think she's paying the whopping sum of $8 a night. And I love it because she is complaining about it. She's like, it's much cheaper in Pakistan.
So this is the room. 3 beds, I sleep on that one. The police come every night. I think they thought I was a prostitute. They come in and make sure I'm the only one here.
By the time Candace is done traveling, she'll have visited Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, and several other countries, leaving a trail of confusion in her wake. Nice! Salam! On the next episode of Abroad. Want to really impress your Thanksgiving guests this year? Think less Mayflower and way more Mexico. I'm Paula Froelich. Take a journey with me to explore the unknown and discover the unexpected. This is Abroad. The adventure starts now. I am not gonna lie, I have never been a tequila girl. It's always made me a little bit bonkers. So when Ruben Aceves invited me down to try Herradura tequila, I was, shall we say, hesitant. But I was about to get schooled. I'm here with Ruben, who's gonna show me how to make tequila in 6 easy steps. I feel like this is gonna be the next New York City workout. El Jimador workout. Okay, so step 1 starts with the agave plant.
If you compare this to a regular plant like this one, you can see that this one is greenish and this one is more like a bluish. Jimador is the name of the harvester, and they are the ones that will be harvesting the agave. The heart of the agave is what we need to produce tequila. The second part, it's a cooking process. Now we have the agaves into the ovens, 40 tons of agave into the ovens, and we cook them for 26 hours until we're ready to unload them.
cooking was not easier than part one. In fact, the agave hearts are semi-poisonous. They have a lot of starch, so when you touch them with your skin, you get massive rashes. The only thing that kills the rash is to pour tequila on it. So it's a good thing I'm not driving because I would smell like the biggest drunk driver ever. So phase 3 is the juicing part, and it's in 2 parts because the first part, you gotta get the agave out of the oven. Just to let you in on a secret, not so easy, and a little sticky. And the second part, which I love, because all you gotta do is this. Boom, juiced.
What happens here is that all the juice we got from the milling process, we pump it through these pipes all the way from down there. We fill them with agave juice. Okay. Now the agave juice has to be fermented. The amazing thing about this is that it's fermented on its own.
Has anyone ever fallen in?
Thank God no one has ever fallen, but if you fall down, you'll be dead in 4 or 5 seconds. If you breathe in pretty close, you can faint, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is like a CSI episode waiting to happen. We were just in there where they were fermenting. What are you doing out here in these steel drums?
This is the pot still area where distillation happens.
Yeah.
We have pot stills, we distill twice. We distill for 3 hours on the first time, 6 hours on the second time.
So how long do you age them for? Because there's a bunch of cobwebs in between.
Yeah, we have 2-month-old tequilas up to 49-month-old tequilas, and if everything in between. So there's a lot of different expressions of tequila in this place.
I'm having my Laverne and Shirley bottle factory moment. This is the final phase. We're at the bottle factory. They all line up, they come through here. They come in here to be cleaned, and they're cleaned with tequila. We all know what comes next.
Actually, I lied. There's 7 steps.
Here's to a hard day's work. Salud.
We deserve this. Salud.
On the next episode of Abroad, meet the craziest woman who cross-dressed her way across Afghanistan and Pakistan, all for a cheap ride. I'm Paula Froelich. Take a journey with me to explore the unknown and discover the unexpected. This is Abroad. The adventure starts now. In 1682, Louis XIV decided to consolidate his power by moving the capital of France from Paris to Versailles. In the long run, this didn't work out so well for his line. Historically, no one thought this was a good idea, except perhaps for the military junta of Myanmar, who decided in 2006 to make a similar move and relocated their capital from Yangon to a tiny village 300 kilometers away in the middle of nowhere. It may look a little different now, but Naypyidaw is still, for all intents and purposes, empty. How did you pick Naypyidaw? Because Naypyidaw, before the government came here, was a village of 300 people?
Very crowded. ရုံးနေအနေနဲ့လဲအရန်ကြက်လာတယ်အစိုးရရုံးနေနဲ့လဲseparate ပေါ့တနေရာတနေရာအရန်ကိုကွဲနေတာပေါ့တရုံတရုံနဲ့တရုံအရန်ဝေးกว่าတယ်နောက်လူတွေကလဲနေ့စဉ်နဲ့များ
And so with Naypyidaw came new rules. If you wanted to build a hotel in Yangon and actually make money, you also had to build in Naypyidaw. If you wanted to be a part of the government, you could have a spread elsewhere, where you and your family actually wanted to live. But you also had to have a McMansion in the mansion zone of the capital. And what happened to the farmers that were here?
စိုက်ပျိုးလုပ်ကိုင်ကြတဲ့လယ်သမားတောင်သူလယ်သမားတွေကလည်းပဲဒီမှာကျွန်တော်တို့လယ်ယာစိုက်ပျိုးနဲ့ဆက်ပြောင်းဝန်ကြီးဌာနလို့ဝန်ကြီးဌာနရောက်လာပြီးအနီးကပ်ဒီမှာနီးပညာတွေပေးတယ်နောက်ခုနပြောလို့
Did they get land outside of the city?
အဲ့ဒါတွေကတော့ခုနပြောလို့ပေါ့နော်လွတ်တော်ထဲမှာလွတ်တော်ကနေတဆင့်ပြောတာတွေရော
Louis XIV in France moved his capital from Paris to Versailles. Historically, just a bad move because they moved his capital away from the people. Are they worried?